Also want to thank Senator Dismang and Representative Eves for their leadership on this session's tax cuts, and to Senator Crowell and Representative Schultz for helping us grow our homestead tax credit. And of course, a huge thank you to the bipartisan group of legislators that are here today for their support of these pro-growth, pro-business, pro-family tax cuts. $500 million is how much money we just put back into the pockets of the people of Arkansas. That is a great day for our state. Our income tax is now 3.9%, and of the southern states that levy an income tax, Arkansas now has the lowest in the region. $1.1 million is how many Arkansans will have more money in their paychecks thanks to this legislation. We also expanded the homestead tax credit by $46 million and funded our Arkansas Game and Fish, helping our state's outdoor economy continue to grow and serve Arkansans and visitors across Arkansas. Arkansans are looking at Washington and seeing nothing but failure. Prices have risen 20% since President Biden took office, and they have lit trillions of taxpayer dollars on fire. Today, they can look at Little Rock and get some of their economic confidence back. We've cut taxes 3 times in the past 18 months. At the same time, we have balanced our budget and grew spending this past year by only 1.76%, far below the 3% average. These are the numbers, but I want to talk a little bit about what these tax cuts actually look like on the ground. Imagine a family of 4, where both parents are just starting out as teachers in Arkansas. Thanks to Arkansas Learns, they now each earn $50,000. And thanks to the tax cuts, they will take home $954 more a year. With household staples like milk, eggs, and bread up over double digits the past 3 years, these savings are more important than ever before. I remember visiting a steel mill in Blytheville late last year, part of the group of factories that have made Mississippi County, Arkansas, the top steel producing county in all of the United States. The jobs there are tough, but the workers I met loved what they were doing. A big part of that was the salary. A lot of those guys were earning 6 figures just a few years out of high school. The problem? A lot of them didn't actually live in Arkansas. They were coming from Tennessee, Missouri, and even as far away as Kentucky, and spending part of their week in Arkansas and then heading back to their homes for their time off. I asked them why. After all, it would be great for that area to have hundreds of new residents and great for our state to have hundreds of new taxpayers. The answers ranged, but one of the common themes that they kept coming back to were taxes. Before I took office, the state would have taken well over $1,000 more out of their paychecks each year. Now, we are not only competing for these workers, we are winning them, and they are relocating to our state. We're not quite at Tennessee and Texas levels yet, but we are moving in the right direction, and we are doing so responsibly. We're already lower than all the other states that border us. And as our tax rates shrink, everything else is growing. Our population, our labor force, and our economy as a whole. We've marked record highs on all of these fronts since I took office. These achievements don't happen by mistake. It takes everyone that is standing here working together to keep government spending at a minimum while still investing in our key priorities, like education, public safety, outdoor recreation, and delivering savings to taxpayers. And with those savings, Arkansans now have the breathing room they need to help with their mortgage, their car payment, their grocery bills, or anything else that's been keeping their families up at night. I want to once again thank our legislators for their incredibly hard work, not just over the past week, but over the past year and a half. their continued commitment to saving Arkansans money. It shows, and it's working. I'll now turn it over to a few of them for remarks, and then we'll come back up and take a couple of questions. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the state of Arkansas on this great week.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for your leadership. I want to thank my colleagues in the House and Senate, Pro Tem Hester, and all those that have worked on this. Once again, the legislature answered the call, and we were called in to do a job in this special session, and we've accomplished it. We've accomplished it in 3 days. You know, I look back on my time here in the House and going back to 2011, and I recall back then we cut a little bit. We had a few things that provided some exemptions and other things, and we had to fight tooth and nail just to have a few $1 million of savings to return to Arkansans. And here we are many years later under the leadership of Governor Sanders, and we're now down to 3.9% as far as the top rate when it comes to income tax. I think that this is always something that we've talked about. I'm very proud that we've been able to accomplish it. I believe there's still more work to be done, but I'm confident with Governor Sanders' leadership and with the hard work of the House and the Senate that we can continue to move Arkansas forward. And I think that when you look at these things with regard to the income tax reduction or the increase in the homestead exemption, you know, the most important thing is that it benefits the people of Arkansas. And that's who we're here to serve. And once again, we've been able to allow them to keep more of their hard-earned money because they know how best to spend that money to benefit their families. And so I'm excited about that. Thank you again, Governor, and look forward to once again having additional tax cut bills signed. Thank you.
With that, we'll take a couple questions if there are any.
So on game and fish, this came up in the fiscal session. Was there a way that you could have stepped up in the fiscal session and resolved some of the arguments that were going on in the House, or would have to call a special session?
Look, I'm proud of the fact that we were able to get Arkansas Game and Fish fully funded. It's an critical agency in state government. We're proud of the work they do. I'm also glad that we were able to combine that and pass significant tax cuts so that all Arkansans are doing better, particularly during this difficult time.
I have two questions. First, for the tax cuts, for people making less than $25,000 a year, is there anything more that we can do for that group of people? And then also, you did mention this, but this happens around possible when they pass the resolutions to not support the abortion amendment. Where do you stand on that? Because I've heard the argument made that it should not be up to legislators really to tell voters how to vote on that. It should be up to voters if it's going to be on the ballot. So aside from a pro-life, pro-choice argument, where do you stand on that?
Look, I'm never going to apologize for being pro-life. Arkansas is the most pro-life state in the country. I'm proud of that fact. I think we need to continue to look for every opportunity we can to solidify our position there. On the first question about the taxes, every individual making over $25,000 will receive a tax cut, and their rate will be moved to 3.9%. Anybody making less than $25,000 is already paying a lower tax rate at 3.4%. This will impact 1.1 million Arkansans. Our goal should never be to look at the minimum, but how do we move those people in that bottom area to make more money? That's why we focus so much on education, workforce development, and we're going to continue to look to responsibly phase out the state income tax as a whole. We don't have any plans for a special session at this point, but as long as Arkansas's economy continues to grow, we'll continue to look for opportunities to phase our state income tax down. What that looks like, I'm not going to get ahead of any potential legislation that would come between a lot of conversations between the people in this room and our team and making sure Arkansas's economy continues to stay strong. Great. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you being here.